Well, welcome to the Estadio in Buenos Aires for the third and final home test for Argentina this summer. It is the hosts against France, with both sides desperate for victory following some indifferent form over the recent weeks. We'll quickly run through their starting lineup now. Martin Rodriguez, Lucas Amorosino and Rafael Carballo are the back three. Then we have Gonzalo Diesi and Santiago Fernandez in the centres, Pipo Contepomi and Nicola Vergallo in the half-back positions. Then in the back row, Fernandez, Lob, Campos and Specia, Albacete and Carita in the second row, and Scalzo, Ledesma and Ronquero in the front row. Hugely experienced front row then for the Argentinians. Martin Scalzo winning his 50th cap, hence the Clermont tight head led out the team today. For France, in the back three, Jérôme Porrical making his debut alongside Vincent Clerc and Julien Melchior, Lionel Marzat and Florian Fritz in the centres, François Trinduc and Morgan Parra at halfbacks. In the pack is Bonnet, Picamol, Dussault, Nelly, Pape, Maz, Sazeski and Barcella. Barcella back for the first time since playing against New Zealand in the autumn internationals last year, injured for the whole of the Six Nations. The loose head prop is back to win his 12th cap here today. It is an emotive occasion always when the French play against Argentina. 11 of the Pumas play their league rugby in the top 14 in France. Stuart Dickinson of Australia, who's been on the line for the two internationals against Scotland, will be presiding over this encounter. It'll be François Trinduc to get us underway. And the French, after a resounding thrashing at the hands of the South Africans 2 weeks ago, bounced back with victory against Argentina A just 7 days ago. They now look to win here in Buenos Aires for the first time in over 12 years. In fact, the last time the French did manage to win in Argentina, 1996, when they won back-to-back tests against the Pumas. They have a poor record in recent confrontations against the Argentinians. In the last 8, they have won just twice. They did win the last time these two sides met, which was 2 years ago in Marseille. The time before, the Argentines won the 3rd and 4th place playoff of the Rugby World Cup finals in the Parc des Princes, convincingly 34-10. Trinduc gets us underway then, with a long start, and it's Fernandez Lob who picks it up. Plays his rugby for Toulon, of course. Straight away taking on the French up front, which is where the Argentinians feel they will have to win today. The Scots took them on very successfully. Contepomi doesn't find touch, so a first chance for the French to counter-attack here. Up on the 10-yard line, Parra. Little options thought about there. Trinduc eventually comes up with the ball, and now Vincent Clerc with an early touch. Parra again, now back on halfway. Blustery conditions here in the Argentine capital have greeted the two teams. Carried forward for the first time by Louis Picamol there, and now Stuart Dickinson with a shrill blast of his whistle to signify the first penalty of the game.
Go for there, go.
And the man penalised is Alejandro Campos, who came in to replace the off-form Juan Manuel Leguizamon. But a tricky chance that Porrical coolly slots through the posts. His first points in international rugby. Have the French finally found the consistent kicker that they've been looking for? Fantastic kick from Porrical to give France the lead after just 2 minutes played. Grandfather Paul and his father Gérald both play for Perpignan. Neither play for the full French national team though, so this is a huge day for the Porrical family. Good set ball from the French. Parra with the up and under. Clerc was underneath it. Fernandez Lob though manages to ghost it back into the path of Carballo. And this time it's the Argentinians who win the penalty before Nicola Vergallo can take it quickly there. Ronquero in to hold the ball steady. Driven in. And a fantastic kick from Contepomi into the wind. And the hugely partisan support that's packed in here at the Stade of Sarsfield lets out their first proper roar of the game as Argentina restore parity. 3 points all and just 4 minutes played. Trinduc with the restart. Well, the French, especially Marc-Olivier Flamand, will be hugely disappointed to have put themselves into an advantageous position and to concede that advantage straight away from the kickoff. Argentina with the set ball now in what's been a messy start to the game thus far. Contepomi this time does find his touch. It was a missed touch that allowed the French to have that initial possession in the game, which saw them push up the pitch. First line out, and it's beautifully taken off the top by Louis Picamol, and now released into the centres, driven forward by Lionel Marzat. 26-year-old from Narbonne here, winning just his second cap for the French. They decided to keep him in place of David Marty, who would normally play at 13, but signal there from Stuart Dickinson.
Play on, just come out here.
The penalty for not releasing.
Play on.
Martin Rodriguez will look for a hefty touch in the fullback. Looks as though he's found one there. He turns his back and walks away.
Thank you.
Time back, not quickly up to the ball here. Mario Ledesma. Stuart Dickinson asking for the corridor. This is the word couloir in French. Taken off the top.
Number 5, obstruction.
And an obstruction given there against Patricio Albacete. And so, a little whistle happy early on here. Stuart Dickinson, but he gives the French a chance to clear away, which they do through Train-Duc.
We take that out of the repertoire now. No, 5 came through. Obstruction. Line for them. Line for you.
So,
on the line.
third line out of the game thus far. The French have won their one piece of ball quite comfortably off the top through Louis Picamol. Zalewski goes to the front this time. Beautifully claimed by the big number 4, Pascal Pape, back into the side. The Argentines continue to rumble forward here, and they want a penalty. So despite some very good line-up ball one there from France, they were under pressure straight away from the Argentines, and it was turned over rapidly. And then flying over the top there, France just joining from the side in 6s and 7s there, and it's Zalewski who's eventually penalised.
I thought he was down.
Pomi's just got that one to drift in as well. It's another fine kick from the Argentine skipper, and it puts the home team in front by 6 points to 3. Now, they have been very disappointing indeed in the 2 test matches against Scotland. And with that World Cup looming in 14 months' time and an opening fixture of that World Cup against England, Argentina do need to find some form. They have, of course, not played any international rugby together in a test environment for 6 months before the first test against Scotland.
Carried back.
Vergalio with the kick forward. Underneath it comes fullback Porical, who has kicked all of France's points so far. Down the blind side, beautifully carried on by Thierry Dusatoir, the man captaining France this afternoon. Parra goes into the path of Pape as the French pour over the 10-yard line. Parra again to Train-Duc this time, into the line. And a forward pass awarded there for the pass to Lionel Mazar. Looked rather harsh from Stuart Dickinson. Possession ceded again by the French. Here's that penalty from Contepome. The second one, beautiful crisp strike once again.
Once more. Wait there, I want you to come up.
A considerable weight advantage for the Pumas in the pack, and that hugely experienced front row of Ronquero, Ledesma and Scelso, all of whom play their rugby in France. Ledesma and Scelso playing for Clermont. Ronquero plays alongside Dimitri Zalewski half the time for Stade Francais. French going in too early. It's a free kick which the Argentines take quickly and release down the line. Now could just get it outside. It was held on a little too long by Gonzalo Tiesi. But Vergalio has it out into the backs quickly again. Contepome. He uses Ledesma. Vergalio. Sniping run from the scrum half. Still going. Driven forward this time from Carballo. Campos stands at the back. Hugely impressive when he came on against Scotland for the last 20 minutes in the second test last weekend. Argentines drive round the fringes. Vergalio has options on here. Campos drops off. Ronquero driven back. Huge hit coming in from Bonner and Picamol. Zalewski's there as well, getting through plenty of work. Hurled off the ball and off the ruck as well by Fernandez-Lop. The French drive in again, looking to turn this over. Messy ball from Argentina. Vergalio needs to use it quickly. Little dummy from Ledesma, driven back well this time. And a shrill blast once again. And Stuart Dickinson is going to have words.
Yeah, that's 2 now. 2 penalties against you. Okay. Don't want to see it becoming a habit. It's 2 penalties against this man now. Okay. Don't want it becoming a habit.
He's pulled that one. And a let-off for the French, and a let-off for Dimitri Sazevski. 12 minutes gone then, and Argentina 6, France 3 remains the score. Last time these two sides met in Marseille in November of 2008, the French won 12 points to 6 in a very disappointing spectacle. 34-10 to Argentina at the Parc des Princes in the third and fourth playoff. Back at the Rugby World Cup in 2007, they'd of course opened up the tournament with a 17-12 win against the French as well. They lost the game between the two teams at the start of the Autumn Internationals in November of 2006. 27-26 though the score, and Argentina had famously become the first side to ever beat the French at the Stade Vélodrome in Marseille in 2004. 1 point the difference between the sides in Buenos Aires in 2003, 33-32. Argentina won. They won 10-6 in the first test in Buenos Aires again, and 28-27 the year before. Sazevski breaks out to Parra. Pop back inside neatly there by Bonner. Carried forward by France up to the edge of the 22. Best attacking position they've had for a while. Trinduc thought about kicking, then releases to Mazar. He looks for support from Florian Fritz. Parra again down the right side. Parra half a break. Oh, pop back inside. It went to Barcella, and there was no one outside him. And the loose head prop went looking for the pass. Well, a little apology there from Fabien Barcella. Half a break here from Parra. He was caught, found Barcella, and the arms raised there from Lionel, who felt that he was being obstructed. Line out to Argentina. Ledesma, Fernandez lob off the top, and Vergueiro.
No! Yeah, go now.
Hold of that quite as well as he would have liked. Bodical back inside, flicked over the top by Vincent Clerc. Straight to Martin Rodriguez though, and the fullback can smash it into the hole behind the French defence, who will now have to look to clear and clear as convincingly as possible. And that's straight down the middle again. Evades Contepomi for a moment. Now the Argentine. Stanov comes back. It looks as though that was forward. So after all of that, the play will come back into the midfield.
We're kicking the gap in the liners. We're pushing us. We're jumping all along. I'll have a look.
And a couple of scuffles breaking off the ball there. Skelzo, Pape, Nele all involved as Parra broke away down the blind side.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage. Said engage, can't pull out.
The French penalised again before the scrimmage had even happened, and they're under pressure as Argentina look to exploit their hesitation at the back. Carried forward, now up to the edge of the 22, still going down the blind side.
Playing advantage.
Not forward in the end there by Rafael Carballo, who somehow managed to keep the ball in play. The French might look to exploit the lack of numbers back there. Hazard, though, with plenty of work to do after a very unsympathetic pass. Sazevski sits at the back of this ruck. They wait for Parra. Parra now finally gets it out to Trinduc as the French look to use the ball. Advantage over is the decision, and a little bit of room on the outside for Vincent Clerc. Pop back inside. Great hands from Pape, and this is great counter-attacking play. Bodical very nearly away there, and he just couldn't find his man. Explosion of pace there from the French fullback, and a penalty awarded to France after some great counter-attacking play. Good ball through hand.
You were fine, 8, no problem.
And just millimetres away. Gennaro Fessia and Manuel Carriza, the players, penalised here. Here goes Bodical, and he tried to find Trinduc and Florian Fritz inside him.
You couldn't hear?
But in the end, pass went to ground, so it'll be a kick a goal. Another great connection. So the French are 2 from 2. Contepomi is 2 from 3. It is 6-all, and we are just about on the midpoint of the first half. And thus far, it's been an even encounter between the two teams. No real opportunities to score tries. Both sides trying to pass the ball around despite these blustery conditions. Contepomi with the restart. Struck along and spiralling, and in the end caught very well indeed and carried forward by Louis Picamol. The clearance kick is not
played up. Yes.
as good as would have been wanted there. There's another line out for Oh, the Argentinians beautifully claimed at the top by Amalfitani. Contepomi with a half break, driven into the tackle there and taken down by Deuxième. But the ball comes up the other side. Gennaro Fessia carries it forward. Campos is at the back to have a go himself. Brought to ground eventually. The Argentinian pack fly forward. Fernandez lob brought down by Deuxième again. The captain leading by example, but it's out into the backs and carried forward by Santiago Fernandez.
No! No!
Vergallo to Contepomi. Contepomi sets for Scelzo. And this is now going to be a penalty to the French.
Number 6.
Gennaro Fessia.
Stay up. Number 6.
Goes straight to ground and is penalised. And Thierry Deuxième worried that he was the man being penalised there as he jumped up to his feet. But it's a penalty to France. François Trinduc will look for touch. And the Montpellier 10 picks out the touch. Line out here to France. Sazewski to the front of the line for Pape. Barra out to Trinduc. Trinduc to Mazar. Mazar to Florian Fritz. It was knocked forward in the tackle. Contepomi
stay back.
Manages to win the ball back for the Argentinians. Vergallo gets it out wide. And there's an advantage over for Argentina. Beautiful hands to keep it inside play and then carried forward by Campos there. Vergallo can go back to Contepomi. Instead he uses Ronquero. Support comes for him from Fessia. Contepomi now. Chiesi. Bit of space here, both wingers out on that side, and well, for some reason there, the ball not given by Rafael Carvalho to Lucas Amorosino. Looks as though it was a fantastic tackle that prevented that getting away. Contepomi very nearly. Trinduc in with an interception, but Scelzo can bring this forward, and look at the run from the Clermont tight head. Awesome play from Scelzo in his 50th appearance for his country, now led forward by his teammate in France, Ledesma. Inside the French 22, Vergallo looks at his options. Drops back, Scelzo again. They look to set the ball. French under pressure. Thus far their defence has stood strong. Carried in now by Amalfitani. Further into French territory. Vergallo out to Contepomi again, and the crossfield kick. Fernandez lob is the man going up for it. Almost managed to touch it back in front of Julien Malzieu. In the end, Malzieu has done incredibly well. Yet another Clermont player on the field, and Deuxième brings it away. No idea what he was trying to do there, putting enormous amounts of pressure on François Trinduc. Sazewski slows it all down for France. Louis Picamol in to fire the ball back. And now the clearance comes from Poical. And it's a fantastic clearance kick from the fullback, who has impressed thus far in his opening 23 minutes of international rugby. He's 24 years of age. Preferred on this occasion to Clément Poitrenaud. But Marc Lièvremont making it very obvious that the reason that he has decided to pick today's side, as we take another look at this wonderful piece of play by Martin Scelzo, the man who led the Pumas out today, before eventually he was brought down by Morgan Parra. Argentinians continue to move this ball forward.
Once half, that's once.
So, next time they drive, they have to use it. Vergallo trying to keep it alive, looked for his options. It's untidy ball again. The French trying to pour through on it. Argentina need to build their base once more. As you can hear, extraordinary atmosphere generated here in Vélez Sarsfield. The rugby nation out in force to support the Pumas, and they could do with a win here today. Fernandez lob with half a break, looks for support. Vergallo gets it out to Contepomi. They got numbers again here. Good covering tackle comes from Florian Fritz this time. Martin Rodriguez was the man eventually brought to ground, and whistle goes from Stuart Dickinson. And it looks to me as though we could have a first card here. The summoned player and captain together.
The ball has gone. Number 5, shoulder into the halfback. We won't talk again. Go to the pocket. Okay, fix it now. Take the time.
Well, it's a final warning for the French. Léo Lenale, the man penalised. No issues here for the likes of Contepomi, Parra and Poical kicking from distance. 2 from 3 thus far for Contepomi. Yes, to give Argentina the lead once more. Judges this one far better than his last effort on goal, and the Pumas move back into the lead. The home fans in full voice as Argentina bring themselves 3 points ahead of France once more. They lead by 9 points to 6. We have just under a quarter of an hour until the half-time whistle, as Trinduc gets us underway again. Fernandez lob underneath it. Looks to straighten and come down the middle. Vergallo out 2. winger Rafael Carballo. He puts a hefty left boot behind it, and the ball trickles into the French 22. And will now be cleared back by the French, but underneath it, it's Carballo again. Rodriguez. Now Contepomi looking to inject some pace into this attack, looking for support. Little chip ahead from Contepomi. Will it stay in play? The answer is no. Poigal across to shepherd it into touch, and then the quick long throw taken. And Morgan Parra looked at his options and then slices his kick terribly in and puts the French under real pressure here. Well, it took a touch off an Argentine player. Sliced as badly as I initially thought, and that is a let-off for the French.
Must have the space. Closing it.
Martin Skelso brings back the corridor. It's not a great line-out from France, and it's not awarded straight. Well, it's very surprising they're going for such a long line-out ball, considering there's the touch from Contepomi, but such long throws with the blustery conditions. So Leski is obviously having trouble hitting his man at the moment. Didn't right at the start of the half, but it's become far trickier for the French hooker to do so. It's another untidy scrum. The huge weight superiority of the Argentinians is telling though, and Contepomi carries the ball up towards the 22. Now Vergallo goes on a small break. Campos should look to straighten here as much as possible. The flanker has support outside, decides to go on his own, bulldozes his way through the challenge of Julien Malzieu, and it's being turned over. Well, Campos, who had some joy running with the ball in hand against Scotland last week, less so on this occasion. And the French kick the ball away into touch. Not a great touch this time from Poigal. The line out will be on the edge of the 22. In fact, it's a good 5 metres inside the French 22 here. So, further defensive pressure for the visiting team, who trail by 6 points to 9. Pascal Papé, their lock forward, is receiving some treatment here. Ball hooked back with the big arm of Albacete there.
No play on.
Well, the Argentinians appealing for a dangerous tackle there. Not agreed with Ledesma. Checks, strives in, looking for support. The French got good arms in there. Dusatois managing to hold the ball up, but then the Argentinians tip forward. Now Fernandez Lob manages to release it. Argentina inside the French 22 again. What will Contepomi try and conjure up? He goes for the short pass into Rodriguez. Released again. Fernandez Lob, great hands out wide to Carballo, but he has to check back inside. It's another forward pass though. Third time we've seen that in a promising attacking position from both teams. And it will be a scrummage to the French. Well, Krivi, Ayatza, Figallo, Galarza, Leguizamon, Figueroa and Agula are the substitutes for Argentina today.
Went this way on the last one on their ball. Straight, please.
Even more experience on the French bench, of course. Horacio Agula and Juan Manuel Leguizamon, the most experienced players for Argentina on the bench. Well, we have not really seen that many tiny scrummages from either side, and this time it's Rodrigo Ronquero who is penalised. He's a man who incurred the wrath of the referee in the last international against Scotland, and you'd have to say that in both of those matches yellow cards cost the Argentines dear. François Trinduc this time finds his mark, picks out touch.
Line, please.
Just 23 years of age, the standoff from Montpellier.
Leave the jumper, please. Leave the jumper.
5 penalties conceded each in this first half so far. Not quite yet reflected in the scoreline. Argentina leading by 9 points to 6. Lionel Nale with the claim in that line-out. Pascal Papé looks to organise it. Zalewski to Parra out to Trinduc. And now the French can look to attack. Mazar, straighten line from Florian Fitz. Now out wide again. Poigal was into the line. Julien Malzieu for the first time gets a chance to run with it, but no real chance to build up any momentum. Parra with a little snip down the line. Great footballing skills from the scrum half. In the end, he misses the final hack ahead. And Argentina turn it over, and Fernandez Lob fires out. Pop back inside, lovely pass from him. And the chip forward from Campos goes straight into touch. Zalewski, who doesn't even find touch, in fact. Zalewski, though, with the tackle. And very loose and open at the moment, this game. Trinduc steals a march up to the 10-yard line for the French.
Release 5!
Cry of Allez les Bleus rings out amongst the fans. Weighted chip over the top. Conteponi was all over that one, and Florian Fritz can't get on top of it. And there's some space here for Conteponi to try and exploit straight through the middle of the French defence. The Argentinians need numbers here. Vergallo appeals to Stuart Dickinson, but in vain as the French win the scrummage, and a very open, very free-flowing passage of play comes to an end. And it started with this break by Parra down the blind side. When he missed it with his right boot there, it gave the opportunity for Ledesma to win it back for the Argentinians. Here was the little kick ahead.
Pause, engage.
Well, again, the scrummage collapses again. Stuart Dickinson doesn't even attempt to reset it.
Dropping straight in.
Ledesma, the penalised party on this occasion, as France look to gain some ground through the boot of Tanduc.
Shoulders up. Okay, you're just dropping straight down, same as the other side. Got to give him something to bind, please.
So we've had Roncaro penalised, we've had Skelsa penalised now. Trying every trick in the book just to get an advantage. 60 kilos though, the advantage the Argentine pack carries over the French, who win this line-out ball through Julien Bonner. And now straightening, here comes Barcella. It's been a while since we've seen him in full motion in international rugby. Now Tanduc popped out wide, beautiful line-up running from Vincent Clerc up to Melchior. Melchior gets him back inside to Florian Fritz, but a forward pass signalled yet again in a wonderful attacking position.
Thank you, Wappo.
And it is the assistant.
Time out.
I'm not sure which one it was that was forward, whether it was the touch perhaps from Poricala, and a replica of the World Cup trophy. Well, the French don't have to worry about the Football World Cup anymore. Their team rather ignominiously dumped out in the first round with just 1 point from their 3 group games. Argentina, a different kettle of fish, still very much involved with Diego Maradona at the helm. Fernandez lob through the legs, and now out to Conteponi, before a driven punt down the middle of the pitch comes from Cabello. A chance to counter-attack from Jérôme Poricala. He's put an awful lot on that, the fullback. Should give another opportunity for the left boot of Cabello to come into play. Not being collected that well by Vincent Clerc, but now he can think about having a go, and he's brought down well, and the French in all sorts of trouble. That is a touch called, and Argentina give themselves a great attacking platform with just 5 minutes of the first half remaining. Fabien Barcella in all sorts of trouble here, and all due to the fact that Vincent Clerc was unable to get round his man. Great tackle and follow up on the kick there from Rafael Cabello, 28-year-old. Yet another of the Pumas to ply their trade in the French league. He plays for Bordeaux at the moment. So 3 points between the two sides. Argentina leading by 9 points to 6 with just under 5 minutes to go until the half-time whistle. It's Ledesma in the line to the back. Albacete has it, and now coming through comes Garita. Edge of the 22. Good set position here. Conteponi looks for the gap. Almost managed to find a way past Malza.
Time out.
Taken quickly by Conteponi. The referee is going to reach for his pocket. He did warn them that there would be a yellow card in the offing for repeat offences. And it means that the first yellow card of this game has been shown to Florian Fitz. Doesn't look like Florian Fitz to me. This is another kick slotted there. It is Florian Fritz who's gone in to the bin. And Felipe Conteponi adds the 3 points to rub salt into the wound for the French. Now, the Argentinians suffered, went down to 14 men against the Scots. Can they profit from seeing the French reduced to 14 here for the next 10 minutes? They've certainly got a chance before the half-time whistle to perhaps inflict some more damage on the visitors. Fernandez lob with the catch, collect and drive.
Stop one. Go now, go now. Yep.
Or released out wide. Ikamol.
Now release Whites. Leave him.
Para, Sazewski. A chance there for Vincent Clair. Well set ball this time by the Toulouse winger.
7. Play on.
They're on the ball very quickly there, Skelzer, who certainly has been pumped up for this one, but the French equally passionate and equally desperate for a victory. Through the middle, almost through. Great play from Picamol again, into the back row. Looking halfway through goes Vincent Clair. French player has stayed down and the Argentinians have turned this over. Ball hacked down the middle. They're missing a back at the moment. The French are struggling. They don't want to get caught in possession here. All sorts of trouble for Porical. Just manages to set that back. Now Toussaint can't afford to get isolated himself, and the Argentinians pour forward knowing that that numerical advantage can be crucial at this stage.
Taken
Para.
back.
And
Up and away.
Tanduc knows he can't put it into touch. The French actually down to 13 at the moment. Carried forward by Fernandez-Law. Beautiful pass to Rodriguez, taking it at pace. And now the space is there for the first try. And the Argentinians score with the French all over the place at the back. They've got a player in the bin. They've got a player off the pitch at the moment. And Argentina profit from the numerical superiority and the disorganization and score the first try. And it's been scored by Juan Martín Fernández-Law, the man who started this move. Popped to Martin Rodriguez, who took it at great pace before going back to Fernández-Law. And he scores in the corner. And when everything's going your way, everything's going your way. Great kick again from Contepomi. He's missed just one in the half. Arguably one of the easiest ones. Here is the counter-attack. Tanduc knew he wasn't able to find touch because the ball had been carried back into the 22. But the break and then the injection of speed from Martin Rodriguez before returning the ball to the man who started the whole move. Juan Martín Fernández-Law. And his fourth try for Argentina comes right on the stroke of half-time. It is the Pumas who are in dominant form here. They lead France by 13. The score at the interval, Argentina 19, France 6. As the Argentinians make their way back out onto this Estadio de Vélez Sarsfield's pitch. They do so with the knowledge they've got another 5 minutes. Playing against just 14 men from the French team. Florian Fritz, the man who picked up the yellow card from Stuart Dickinson in the 35th minute, repeat offending, the reason that the French were penalised. And it's proved costly so far. Felipe Contepomi kicked the resulting penalty, and then Juan Manuel Leguizamon, sitting on the bench, was able to jump out and cheer on his fellow back row forward. Juan Martín Fernández-Law, who touched down the corner. Contepomi added the conversion as well, so at half-time 19-13 the score as the ball is carried forward by Picamol, and France look to try and rebuild in some way. Melchior with the weighty boot down the field. So important that the French try and survive this opening 5-minute period without conceding anything at all. They do get the first penalty and a chance to kick for position. The blustery weather conditions have abated somewhat. We are now under floodlights here. Tanduc looking for touch and just manages to find it. And a metre perfect, that kick.
That's 14, just lying there, gotta go, 14.
So it is going to be the line out here. Fernández-Law and Martin Rodriguez, the two players trying to keep this in play. But to no avail.
2 metres, please. 2 metres.
Sazewski, beautifully claimed by Nale. Oh, it was a perfect move from the French to try and bring Toussaint in, but he knocked the ball forward. And so advantage being played here for Argentina. Campos picks it up and drives off the side. Barcela tries to mix it up. Fessia against Barcela there. Vergallo picks it off the back, and then with the box kick, communication needed there for the French, and eventually comes Porical. Too much on that. Collides with one of his own players as well. Should be an easy mark for Fernández-Law, and taken quickly out to Felipe Contepomi, who immediately looks to counter here for Argentina. They've got a little overlap here. Quickly snubbed out though. Julien Mathieu present there, but Contepomi moves it fast over to the other side. Pop back inside now.
Leave it.
Martin Rodriguez brought to ground, just 5 yards outside of the 22. Vergallo looks at his options. Scalzo and Ledesma hanging off, along with Ronquero now. Again, pick and go from the Argentinian forwards, and Ronquero bulldozes through. They're up to the 10-yard line. Pontepome looks to switch the angle of play and just doesn't quite get his kick right. It was inventive from the Argentine 10, and just poor execution on this occasion.
Yeah, just give it space first.
So a pause.
With your number 3,
Ahead of this line-out.
Yeah, that's there.
Neither side can come up with the ball in the end. It's Picamal at the back. Claims it for the French. Caja sends Dusseltois away from the ruck. Now looks at his options. Popped out to Zalzewski and Dusseltois, who drive it forward. Barcella there as well. Now Trainduc with the mighty up and under. It's gone very high indeed and hangs and is blown back in the wind. Picked up brilliantly. Carried forward for a second there by Nicolas Maz, who we've seen remarkably little from, but then the kick goes straight into touch, and so the French have to come back for the line out. Morgan Parra holds out his hand in apology to his teammates. Line out to the back for Albacete for Argentina this time. Ledesma does hit his man. Line out throwing's been good from the Argentine hooker today. Obstruction though awarded there against the Argentinians. So good chance this now for France once again to find decent field position. Trainduc a kick from a very similar position, just down into the Argentine 22 on this occasion. He fails to hit the mark quite as well.
On the line, thank you. On the line. Stand on the line, fine.
There will be another line out here for France. Poorly juggled for a few seconds there. Zalzewski secures it at the back. The French still have momentum going forward here.
It's one tough.
Zalzewski wearing a very colourful pair of briefs, but the French are driven back, and Ledesma takes Zalzewski down, and the Argentinians very quickly over the ball, and they look as though they've turned this over. Once again, France let great attacking position go, and a counter-attack here. Tiesi gets it out wide to Carballo. Carballo out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez chips ahead, and fly hacked on again. If this stays in play, it's dangerous. Rodriguez, but he drives the ball over the dead ball line because it has just drifted into touch.
Time off.
Frustration there for the fullback. Great break. Tiesi alongside Rodriguez, and the ball just rolling out of play, but he was in and dry.
Sorry. Time back on.
Time goes back on. Florian Fritz should be back on now. And another penalty to France.
Easy.
Again, it's spilled over there. Albacete and Pascal Pepe. Taken quickly by Parra. Looks for support. Nale manages to get it back, but the Argentinians being incredibly physical in the loose, and the French pack aren't dealing with it at the moment. It's reflected in the scoreline. No points added yet in the half. Parra, cheeky box kick that caused some problems. It's beautifully collected though by Fernandez Lob again, the scorer of the only try so far. Audacious drop goal attempt from Pontepome. Has drifted wide.
You can back it back a bit further. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You've got to go back a bit
So
further.
22.
That's what I did.
It was short and wide on that occasion.
Come over.
So France back to their full complement of players. The yellow card cost them 10 points. Restart from Trainduc, beautifully collected by Campos. Securely done. Scalzo stands over the ball. Albacete currently has it under control. Vergallo looks and his options. Campos is outside, and Salzeski went flying through the line there, but missed out on getting man or ball. Contepomi now. Santiago Fernandez at pace comes Tiesi. Carries play past the 10-yard line. French look to counter again. Vergallo back to Contepomi, who has been the driving force. Contepomi with the break. He has options both ways. Contepomi decides to go on its own. What a try from the Argentinian skipper, who is truly back to his best now. And Argentina are in complete control against the French, who have only just returned to their full complement of 15 men.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Felipe Contepomi with an outstanding individual score here for the Pumas. The explosion of pace, saw that it was a prop up against him. Parra looked to try and stay on line for the defensive tackle, but nothing he could do as Contepomi weaved in and out and then touched down under the posts, making his kick a remarkably simple one. And here in Buenos Aires, where they love to play, as Contepomi kicks over the extras. They extend their lead to 20 points over France, who now have just over half an hour to do something about this. But Argentina are looking back to their best. Contepomi, what a run, mazy run in and out, left Porical for dead, the fullback as well. And so Felipe Contepomi, who kicked the first 9 points of this international. And with that conversion has just taken his personal individual international tally to over 500. A change made by the French. Julien Pierre of Bourgoin comes on to win his 9th cap for his country in place of Lionel Nelly. The restart goes straight down the middle as Argentina look to heap more pain on France. Clearance kick from Contepomi makes halfway at the moment. The man who plies his trade with Toulon in the top 14 can do no wrong. Well, these fans are in splendid voice. This could conclude an exceptionally dismal week for French sport in general, should their team be humiliated here. Salzeski with the line out, taken off the top by the replacement Pierre. Now out into the centres, it's knocked forward though by Lionel Mazar. And well, a familiar cry there. And apologies for those of you who do understand French.
How's that? All right. 1 minute. Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Clean scrummage, a rare one. The French charge forward and over the ball, and they win a penalty as a consequence.
Drive on. No, I was happy.
Well, Mario Ledesma is furious with Stuart Dickinson's decision there. Loop back on here for Patricio Albacete. France, they're in desperate need of some points. Kick to the corner. It takes play up to the edge of the Argentine 22.
Take the weight on it.
Although he's cheerful that he's on camera, the man in the bleu blanc rouge has had very little to smile about in this match so far. It is those supporting the home nation who have had plenty to cheer.
You're closing your own space. You are closing your own space. It's up to you.
Line-out ball taken well again by Pierre, and through the middle goes Tanduc at pace. Great play from him, offloaded to Melchior. A brilliant riposte from the French, created by their little standoff, François Tanduc. And Julien Melchior goes over for his 4th international try, and the French come straight back. Great line of running from Tanduc, and great balance as well, taking 2 players out in the tackle. Melchior on his shoulder with some fine support play, and it was easy indeed for him to touch down under the posts. Morgan Parra should be able to add the extras, which he does. And so we are at 7 points apiece in the second half, and the Argentinians will be aware that there is still definitely a game on here. Well played in the contact there from Tanduc to keep it alive and have the awareness about him to just offload the ball in sympathetic fashion to Melchior. Contepomi gets us back underway at the start of the second half as France look to build straight away from deep. Ball set at the back. Sliced into touch though from Morgan Paha. For the first time. It is the wind conditions that affect him there. And he makes that known to both Traduk and the man standing on the left wing, Julien Malzieu there. Time is switched off. We're going to have a change here. So coming on comes Juan Manuel Leguizamon. He'll have been waiting for this opportunity. He comes on to replace Alejandro Campos. Not as convincing a performance from Campos as we saw against the Scots. Leguizamon gets rid of the scrum cap. Ball smuggled back. Untidy ball this from Argentina. A very crucial 20-minute period coming up here for the home team. Should they allow the French to score again, then it becomes very interesting indeed. And well, they've been penalised, and a chance for France to clear. Double substitution made by the French.
Which one? 3 white sub.
We're going to see Martin Skelser go off.
Keep playing on, keep the clock rolling.
Marcos Ayatza will be... No, it'll be Juan Figallo coming on to win his first ever cap for Argentina. But that's 50 up for the man he's replaced, Martin Skelser. Morgan Parrott looked back inside to Traduk, whose break just a few moments ago created that opening try for the French in the game. Pascal Papé charges forward. Parrott again, dancing around the outside goes Lamboli. Support comes in from Julien Pierre, but the French don't get it out quickly enough for Stuart Dickinson's liking.
Number 1 white. No, got to.
And so it's going to be penalty for Argentina, which is well, some respite indeed, and a shake of the head.
Right, they're good.
Touch found from Martin Rodriguez. We approach the midpoint of the second half. Argentina 26, France 13.
Open.
Decent line-out ball, one again. Fired away into midfield, carried forward here by Leguizamon. Vergallo. Ledesma to Fernandez Lob, score of the first try for Argentina again. Fired out to Contepami, back inside to TAC. It was so nearly brilliant from the Argentinians again, but they were offside. And so France let off once more, and a penalty to get themselves away from the edge of their 22. Traduk. Dutch takes play up to just shy of the halfway line.
I'll tell him for the next one. White, come. No, here. There's the middle.
Sazewski's ball. Ball fired out again. Traduk through the midfield there was Maxime Memos, but carried forward by Fernandez Lob. And now a chance, fired out very quickly indeed, and Carballo goes for the corner, cuts inside. Sazewski's there with the last-ditch tackle, but the Argentinians pour forward. Now Vergallo needs quick ball. Conchapami waits, slowed a little there. Santiago Fernandez fires it out wide. They've got men over, and it should be another try, and this time will be scored by Lucas Samorosino. And Argentina re-extend their lead with the French defence all over the place once more.
Some really dumb penalties coming in there.
Yeah, I told them to come down.
Yep.
Just drifted wide on this occasion, so a second missed attempt, but that lead re-stretched out to 18 points, and once again the Argentines all over the French and nothing that could be done. Another change made by the Argentinians. Switch seats, Marcos Ayatza come on. replacing Rodrigo Ronquero.
One second. Time back on.
20 minutes to go, but that try does look as though it's really rattled the French. Yashvili on as well now. Leguizamon, who now does have his scrum cap on after an opportunity to sort that out. Pick and chase. But Porrical unable to get underneath it, then Contepami looks to go again.
Run away. Ball's away.
Again, ball carried forward here. To halfway, the French looking for a way of trying to get possession back here, but Argentina's so in control, and it's Ledesma breaking round the side. Fired out again, taking a pace, and opportunity here for Carballo. And an untidy passage of play is concluded with a line-out awarded. Dimitriashvili has come in place of Morgan Parra, experienced head there. Guiardo comes in place of Sazewski to win his 5th cap for France.
Blue replacement from the corner.
Line-out ball taken at the front of the line this time by the French through Lamboli. Yashvili trying to find a way of getting this ball back, but once again the Argentinians just all over the French in the loose, and they continue to dominate. Leguizamon pushes forward, Ledesma looking to try and win that back.
Four blue! Four!
Pascal Papé being warned there by the referee, and it'll be a penalty.
Offside.
Offside given against Pascal Papé. Warned on 2 occasions by the Australian referee, and going for the 3 points here. Doesn't seem to be affecting the kicking of Felipe Contepami though. He's missed 2, but he's made 7 kicks, and Argentina's lead is extended to 21, 34-13. The Pumas enjoy a handsome advantage over the French with 15 minutes to go, and another change made. Mario Ledesma coming off and making way for Agustin Clivi. Ball knocked forward there from the restart. Obviously knocked backwards, in fact, as Vergallo goes to Leguizamon, out to Fernandez Lop, the man who really caused the shift in momentum for the Pumas, and once again it is going to be a hugely disappointing day for the French against the Argentinians. It is such a long time since France have scored a convincing victory over Argentina as well. You have to go all the way back to the 1999 World Cup, a 47-26 victory at Lansdowne Road, to see a genuinely convincing win for the French. They won by 6 points in Marseille 2 years ago, and they won by 1 at the Stade de France in 2006. Other than that, they've only had 2 other wins in the previous 10 meetings, and both of those came in the last decade. The French looking to find some way through and put an air of respectability on this scoreline. Yashvili recycles quickly. Again, Yashvili out wide. Back inside comes one of those replacements that we have just seen come on, Guiardo. You see that ball moved away very quickly indeed if Yashvili can't do anything about that, which he can't, and Vergallo shipped it out wide, and pairing away goes the winger Amorosino. Ball back inside. They've got plenty of room out wide here if Contepami can use it. Flings a careless pass, but it's picked up by Rodriguez. He goes back inside. They've got support here. Leguizamon with great hands to Rodriguez, but in the end the fullback knocks it forward. But the Argentinians are just playing scintillating rugby here. Well, all of those concerns that were raised by the performance against Scotland in the first test and then in the second test, as they lost by 2-0. Perhaps we're taking too much away from the Scottish performance against this free-running Argentine side. Too many positive signs for this French team, and surprising to see that, considering the strength of squad that they have brought on this tour, and the fact that they were Grand Slam winners in the Six Nations earlier this year. Confusion about the hook there, and they come up with the ball, the Argentinians. Leguizamo to Contepomi, darts back inside twice, and away for another try for the skipper. And a scrummage against the head sees Argentina move into cruise control, but it has been a virtuoso performance from their skipper and standoff, Felipe Contepomi. And the question will be, who needs Juan Martin Hernandez? Fully fit when Contepomi is on song in this way. Leguizamon with the telling pass, he just changed direction so quickly and swung past the tackles of Melchior and then Lamboli. Well, it is a delirious crowd here at the moment who see Contepomi add another 2 points. And the lead extends once more, 41 points to 13. Leguizamon, the architect on this occasion, a beautiful pass, but Contepomi still had a ton to do. But he did it with such consummate ease that he was able to think about his celebration as he crossed the try line for the second time this evening. Taken quickly by the French, who pick up a penalty from the restart. A little bit of ill discipline there from the Argentinians. The hallmark of their performances against Scotland was really ill discipline. They've been far more certain and committed.
Same time.
The French don't look as though they're done yet. Still 10 minutes to go. The long build towards the 2011 World Cup in New Zealand has begun, and at the moment France look as though they're very nearly back to square one. Yashvili. Khanduk popped back inside. Melchior. It was that combination that led to the only French try. They paid dearly for Florian Fritz's yellow card just before the break when Fernandez Lob went over for the first try of the match. But in the second half, they've had their full complement of players on the 3 occasions that the Argentinians have breached their defences again. Yashvili shunted out of the way by Guillaume Viado.
Release now, 10!
Yashvili again. Now, anything that can be done here by Maxime Mermoz? The answer is no.
Playing advantage.
Advantage being played for the French as the ball carries forward by Yashvili again. Mermoz goes back into defence as Papé tries around the fringes. He's got support here from Julien Pierre. The French players looking exhausted, even the ones who came on as substitutes just a matter of moments ago. They're inside the last 10 minutes now. Argentinian defence stands strong once more.
Ball's out.
The ball is out again, and the French will have the penalty. Gregory Lamboli, the man brought down.
Time out.
The time goes off once more.
3. Send him on.
Another change here. Looks as though it's going to come for the French.
Blood on the top.
But the Argentinian fans continue to celebrate what is turning into a real festival for them here. After such disappointment in those 2 test matches against the Scots. I hate to labour the point, but they were poor in both of those games.
Stay straight, stay up. I'll have a word to them. No, you're right. Yeah, it's here.
Now,
up, straight.
They have been the complete opposite in this match against the French, who have been outplayed in every department.
Touch! Pause, engage.
The ball put in by Yashvili. Whistle goes again.
No, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Don't want head to head. Space. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
It'll be a penalty to France this time. Now, do they decide to kick to the corner, or do they
straight down, head up,
take a short tap? Do they take another scrummage? The answer is the third option.
Slow it down. Come up. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
And this time it's the French who are penalised, and lack of binding in the front row from the French. Well, that sums up their afternoon so far.
Number 3, loose, tight head, no bind, just straight in like
Nicolas Maz, the man penalised. So sort of show can these Pumas put on for their fans in the closing part of the game. First of all, Martin Rodriguez finds touch.
Time out. Send him on. Just time out. Just hold him there, Elshid.
Mario Ledesma, Martin Skelzo, standing on the sidelines knowing this will be a famous victory.
13.
Clément Poitrenaud is coming in to replace Florian Fitz.
I'm going to come back. We're still time out. Right.
Well, inauspicious time to join the fray.
Time back on. Play on.
Didn't look particularly straight from the line out there, but the referee seems unmoved.
16 blue, 16 blue, come out.
Guerrido is the man being warned there by Dickinson. And carried forward now by Albacete, who half breaks out of the tackle by Guerrido. Argentinians look to attack around the flanks once again, looking to punch holes, suck in defenders, and then allow the ball out to their backs, who have been devastating. And Manuel Leguizamon did not enjoy being dropped. Ball carried forward there very comfortably by Figaro. Now into the backs. Contepame looks so busy every time he's got the ball. It's well torn away by Mazar. As France managed to get rare turnover ball here. Dimitri Yashvili. Again, going down the short side with Khanduk, and Barcella gets it back inside to Malzieu. Again carried forward, Yashvili, flat pass this time out to Lamboli. Yashvili, once again, through goes Guerrido. Barcella in for support there. Offside given against the Argentinians. Malzieu receives some treatment on the sidelines.
4 minutes.
France desperately need him back out there. Stuart Egginson says another 4 minutes to go. France looking purely for a consolation score now.
So
Malzieu just got caught in the face. Nothing more than a slap from Leguizamon. So, line out, 10 metres short of the line, under 4 minutes to go. At the moment, France trail 13 points to 41 against the Pumas. 2 tries from Felipe Contepome, 1 from Fernandez Lob and 1 from Carballo. Ball fired into the centre, chance here, but then knocked forward in the end by the French. And Contepome looks to bring it out of defence, and it's now knocked forward by Argentina, so it'll be a scrummage to France. Contepome apologises to his back.
Time out.
An inside pass there to Carballo. Out the back of the hand. Backfired on that occasion.
Fine. Not this.
Another change being made. Santiago Fernandez coming off, and Horacio Agula coming on. Hugely experienced to win his 27th cap. The 25-year-old from Brive to be taken quickly, perhaps, by the French. Well, certainly thought about.
No bind. Few bind, no bind. Get up, get up. Shut up. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Led on. Solid scrummage this time from France, but
his feet.
Feet giving way as the clock continues to count down. Can France end the game on a high? Thierry Dusautoir has a word with the referee.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Stand up.
Dimitri Yashvili looks to the near side. He wants this sorted out.
No, no.
Juan Figaro is the man being
both of you. You're both heading down.
talked to here.
Heads up.
Barcella, definitely the more experienced of the two in the front row.
Come up. Stand up. Come forward. Stand up. Come forward. Crouch. touch, pause.
Free kick conceded by France in an attacking position for going down too early there.
Too early.
And it was clearly too early. A smile on Bartzeller's face. He feels that Stuart Dickinson has been, well, I think anything but consistent in this game. The ball put into touch by Rodriguez. The French just want to get off the pitch and get down the tunnel in what has been another bleak performance in the history of French rugby. Outplayed. Guerrero with the line out, it's too long, and a chance here for Figalo to attack. Contepomi again, fired back inside. First chance we get to see Horacio Agula join the line. He does well. Ball released again, Contepomi. Half a break from Contepomi once more. Another break from Figalo, who's had a very adept performance at 9. Into time added on. Contepomi, will he look to get more points on the ball? Well, the answer is yes. Gonzalo Tiesi breaks away. He can't get it back, and the French keep it alive. Malzieu, Pascal Papé very nearly to Dusautoir, but the ball fired out now to Poitrenaud, and can the French finally end on a high? Back inside to Poitrenaud, good hands from France and good support play, eventually knocked forward. And this time when the referee's whistle goes, it will be for the final time in the match as Argentina record yet another famous victory over France. Their proud record against the French stays intact. In their last 9 meetings now, Argentina have won 7, and they haven't lost in Buenos Aires for 14 years. That record stays intact. The final score in Buenos Aires, Argentina 41, France 13.